Hello beautiful people, you are welcome to another video. So guys, yesterday I posted a video telling you guys that Wike will be moving over to join the Tinubu's camp, and I know most of you received that information with great shock, but I tell you, it is a payback time. It's a time to say thank you, well done for stealing the votes of Peter Obi and giving them to Bola Tinubu. I say it is a payback time. Just listen to this video to confirm that.
With sharing of portfolios and compensations for job well done or job that didn't go well done. But more or less, it shows that as in politics, you eat where you sow. The G5 governor, at least 4 of them that we know, through their support behind the president-elect, governor of Rivers, and particularly governor of Rivers and governor of Oyo State, also have that bragging right to say, Asiwaju Bola Tinubu, we worked for you. While someone like Governor Seyi Makinde has won his re-election, he may also, it doesn't mean that he could not nominate somebody to represent his interest in the cabinet of Asiwaju if he's asked to do so. And for someone like Rivers State Governor Wike, he didn't contest for Senate and is serving out his second and final term, who knows? He may actually become a minister under the government of national competence that President-elect Jagaba and Bola Tinubu have talked about.
So guys, you can see that it's a payback time. Wike will be getting a ministerial job in the Tinubu's administration. It is a payback time. Let's take a tweet from Bola Daniel. And it says, you want to renew the hope of Nigerians, and 9 former governors are making it to your cabinet. Most of these governors are the root causes of the problems in their states. No be juju be this. So guys, when Peter Obi talks about the criminal structures in Nigeria, people tend not to understand. You know, this thing is like a transaction. You do this for me, I'll pay you with this, not considering whether you are competent or not. So guys, we all know what happened in the Rivers State election. We all know what happened, and currently the results on the IREF is contradicting to what the INEC chairman announced during collation. I tell you, there is confusion in INEC now because they don't know how to reconcile the results that were announced with those on the IREF that the public has seen. I tell you, they are just confused because they don't even know what they are going to tell the tribunal. When I mean conflict, real conflict. So guys, let's take a tweet from this human rights lawyer, and he says, INEC manipulated results to favor APC. Now it's unable to reconcile the figures it announced. When you tell a lie, you need another lie to cover it up. It goes on and on until the truth is revealed. The criminal Prof. Mahmoud should have known there is no perfect crime. I'm going to just allow you watch this video. Just take your time and listen to this APC chieftain who has come to confirm that there is nothing wrong if Tinubu wants to pay back those that helped him to win election.
Today, 2 interesting people came calling. 2 visitors came. They were neither members of the APC, they were neither traditional rulers nor billionaire businessmen. There were 2 governors from the opposition People's Democratic Party, PDP. That's Governor Nyesom Wike of Rivers State and his Oyo State counterpart, Seyi Makinde, both members of the G5 governors group. Very interesting times in Nigerian politics, definitely. And their visit has, of course, raised speculations about their membership of the PDP. But here's what we know. After the meeting, Governor Wike asked Nigerians to rally round the president-elect, saying that politics is over and it is time for Nigerians to support the incoming administration.
I came here to basically pay homage to the president-elect and to let him know that, elections are over. This is governance, and we will do our best, to give him support for good governance of Nigeria.
Elections have come and gone. The winner has emerged, and therefore it is necessary for all Nigerians to rally around to give you the necessary support for the interests of Nigeria. And everybody is expecting, everyone can wait till May 29th to see that the president has been inaugurated, and then from there he kick the ground rolling to make sure that Nigerians get what they expect. I'm confident that he has what it takes to turn Nigeria around. I have that confidence.
So that's what played out, or part of what played out at the Defense House today. By the way, just to give you some context about the Defense House, at this time, about 8 years ago, then President-elect, who is now current President Muhammadu Buhari, had actually moved into the Defense House where he was actually conducting his affairs. But for the current President-elect, he's still meeting guests at the Defense House, but sleeping over at his residence in the nation's capital, Abuja. So, well, it is essentially customary for the President-elect to move to the Defense House, but for the President-elect, he's operating from his residence and the Defense House. But that aside, what played out at the Defense House today got a lot of people talking, lots of speculations about, well, what happens to the role of the opposition in a democracy? Has there been a precedence to this? What exactly is going on? A lot of people may have predicted this, but for a lot of Nigerians, let's try to help you get some more insight and clarity into what you saw play out there at the Defense House with two G5 governors meeting with the president-elect. And we have joining us on the program to give us some insight, Mr. Jide Ojo, who is a political and policy analyst, joining us from our Abuja studio. It's good to have you on the program, Mr. Ojo. I don't know, maybe for people like you, you may have seen this coming, but for a lot of Nigerians, maybe still trying to wrap their heads around what exactly is going on. So please tell us, you've had vast experience studying politics in Nigeria, looking at the trends. In fact, some of your predictions have come true. What are we looking at here?
Well, thanks very much, Kayode. What played out Defense out this evening is not unexpected, because whether you like it or not, the G5 governors played a very critical role in ensuring the emergence of Asiwaju Bola Tinubu as the president-elect and the 16th president of Nigeria. I recall that for the very first time in the political history of Nigeria, PDP lost Rivers State in the 24 years history of this Fourth Republic. PDP lost to APC in Rivers and also in Oyo State. Of course, it's not the first time that APC has won in Oyo, but when you look at what happened on February 25th vis-a-vis what happened on March 18, you will see that, but for the support, tacit support that Governor Seyi Makinde gave to Asiwaju Bola Tinubu, perhaps he will not have won in Oyo State. Recall that even in that same election, APC lost in Osun State, and APC has a PDP governor. Likewise, Oyo has PDP governor. But it's the alliance, behind the scene alliance of the G5 governors to support, to throw their weight behind Asiwaju Bola Tinubu that played out. Recall that it's only Governor Samuel Ortom that came out publicly to say he's not supporting president-elect for the presidential election, that he's throwing his weight behind the Labour Party candidate, that's Peter Obi. And that's, in spite of that, APC still won marginally in Benue. So it's time for consultation. Recall that the constitutional alteration that took place recently has said that the president-elect and governors-elect have to form their cabinet within 60 days of their inauguration. So you may have this consultation well ahead of the inauguration to see who gets what, when, and how. Because these are not just mere consultation, they are also consultations that may have to do with sharing of portfolios and compensations for job well done or job that didn't go well done. But more or less, it shows that as in politics, you eat where you sow. The G5 governor, at least 4 of them that we know, through their support behind the president-elect, governor of Rivers, and particularly governor of Rivers and governor of Oyo State, also have that bragging right to say, Asiwaju Bola Tinubu, we worked for you. While someone like Governor Seyi Makinde has won his re-election, he may also, it doesn't mean that he could not nominate somebody to represent his interest in the cabinet of Asiwaju if he's asked to do so. And for someone like Rivers State Governor, Nyesom Wike, who is already, he didn't contest for Senate and is serving out his second and final term, who knows? He may actually become a minister under the government of national competence that President-elect Jagaban and Bola Tinubu have talked about.
Well, Mr. Ojo, there have been lots of speculations about what you just talked about as well, even up to the point of the membership of these governors within the PDP and all of that. But I imagine the big picture for a lot of Nigerians is, what does this mean for governance in Nigeria? What does it mean for governance delivery in Nigeria? And it takes me to my next point, the role of opposition in democracy. I mean, it is said that opposition is there to keep the main or the leading party on its toes, you know, to raise policy alternatives, just essentially keep the conversation going on so we'll have a vibrant governance. So what does this do to that role of opposition if you have 2 prominent members of the opposition party fraternizing with a major party?
Well, I mean, it's an open secret. At this point, the gloves are off. The party, that's PDP, had accused this G5 governor of anti-party, and they make no means about it. They have been very open that, yes, we are not supporting our presidential candidate. Rather, we are throwing our weight behind the opposition candidate. And mark you, Kyle, the elections are over, governance beckons. And because governance beckons, like I said, these 2 governors that have paid homage of sorts to President-elect were able to deliver their states to Asiwaju Bola Tinubu. And when you talk about inclusive governance, it should not be, only people in APC should benefit from getting appointments into governance or government positions. I have granted an interview where I said, even for those outside of the country, people in diaspora, technocrats working across the globe, in as much as they are Nigerians, they should be welcome to also come and contribute their quota into governance, irrespective of whether they are partisan or non-partisan. Right. And this is the time for all hands to be on deck. So I see nothing wrong. By the way, politics in Nigeria is, our political party in Nigeria, the way we have made it is like a special purpose vehicle that is just meant to take us to political offices, after which they go comatose, they become dormant, they become passive. So the time, there won't be another presidential election, maybe until 2027. That's if the court endorses the election of Jagaban. And so in the next 4 years, there have to be governance. And in the course of that period, I believe that whether you belong to opposition or you belong to the ruling party, or you are even non-partisan like myself, you have something you can contribute to the good governance of Nigeria. After all, President Olusegun Obasanjo brought someone like Dr. Obi Ezekwesili and Dr. Mrs. Okonjo-Iweala from diaspora to come and contribute their quota in Nigeria.
Well,
even Jelani, the guy that designed the electric vehicle for the foreign company, was brought to Nigeria to come and help the automotive industry in Nigeria.
Right. I understand that point, but as we wind down on this very interesting thing playing out here, the question is then, do these governors, will they have that boldness then to ask the right questions of the major party? Will they have that moral right to say, well, we'll still play the role of an opposition, even if I mean, we're fraternizing with you. Do you think that they can be able to do that? Because that's the essence of, having opposition in democracy, which is a point I'm trying to make. Do you think they'll still be able to hold the ruling party to account?
Yeah, of course, they should be able to hold the ruling party to account. Don't forget, they are not holding they are not holding executive offices within the party structure. Right now, the ball is in the court of the National Working Committee, National Executive Committee, Board of Trustees, and the State Working Committee, the Local Government Working Committee, and the World Executive of Political Party. These are the party structures. And they are now, the ball is in their court effectively to hold the ruling party to account. These are individual. Governor Nyesom Wike, outgoing Governor Nyesom Wike, and the re-elected Governor Seyi Makinde, they are just political appointee or elected political office holders. Right. And they cease to be, for somebody like Governor Nyesom Wike now, he ceases to be a governor on May 29. So he becomes an ordinary party member.
Mr. Joe, pardon me to butt in here. I know I have to let you go now.
He's elected into.
Right, pardon me to butt in. So do they still have a moral right then to remain in the PDP? Do you think the party would make a move after this and say, well, you see what you're doing, you can't stay in the PDP and still be fraternizing with the APC?
Yeah, it's within the right of the party to so do. I recall that for Governor Nyesom Wike, he had actually gone to court to get an order that he should not be expelled or suspended from PDP. I don't know for what reason he wanted to do that, because obviously he's not enjoying a very good time with the leadership of PDP. And he was very instrumental, somewhat, I wouldn't say allegedly instrumental in the removal of Dr. Ishahayu, who is currently being suspended from that office pending the determination of the suit that was filed against him in Benue State. But these governors work hand in hand. And he has come out to say, look, Ayu is a gunner. Whether you like it or not, you are going. And now there is an acting chairman in PDP. But it's within the party hierarchy, is within the prerogative of the party leadership to discipline any area member. And we have seen this happen across party lines. In fact, in the course of preparing for 2023 election, there was a political party that even suspended or expelled their presidential candidate. And in the course of that time, the party chairman himself was suspended. So we see all of this happening. But the most important thing is, yes, we talk about party supremacy. But the point I want Nigerians to know is that Governor Nyesom Wike ceases to be a very active member, or somewhat the profile, his profile as a party member will drop after May 29, because he will not be a governor of the party. He will just become an ex-governor. And of course, we saw that former governor Ayodele Fayose was suspended. I think Ayim Payosayim, but the party under the current interim management have overturned their suspension and welcomed them back. But
so guys, you can see for yourself all the fraud that happened during this election. When people say this election was a sham, some people tend not to understand. Honestly, these politicians, they know how to manipulate things just to retain themselves in places of power. They are not ready to go out. But like Mr. Peter Obi said, we must fight them until they leave, and that is what we should be determined to do. So guys, it is becoming so obvious that the politics in Nigeria is so transactional. As in, they come with their money, they tell you, do this for me, I pay you with this, or do this for me, and during appointments, I'm going to give you an enticing appointment, an enticing position. That is what Tinubu wants to pay Wike back with. And politicians will embrace this. Look at this man saying it it boldly that if Wike wants to say thank you for helping me to win, there is nothing wrong in that. Don't worry, we'll be going to the election tribunal. They will come and prove how Rivers State won their election for Tinubu. They will come to prove how Tinubu won the election in Rivers State. If not that Wike moved with the security agents and other bodies that he has access to manipulate things so that the result will go in the favor of the APC. And look at them exposing themselves, exposing themselves. So guys, you can see how the APC is just exposing itself. They've come out to show the world that actually they rigged this election. Actually, they rigged this election, especially in Rivers State. This election was rigged, and it's very obvious, it's very clear. So guys, I know you must have. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel, turn on the notification bell. Please give this video a like. So guys, you can see that the season we are in now is the payback season, and Tinubu wants to pay back all those that helped him to manipulate results. It's not even as if the people voted for them, but they just used their ink and paper to change, to alter all the figures. So it is a payback time for him to pay back all those he used during this election to manipulate results. But no doubt we are waiting for the tribunal. Hopefully we are going to regain our mandate. At the tribunal, there is no way. All what the judges want is just evidence. Once there are striking evidences, evidence that one cannot doubt, I tell you, the tribunal will have no other choice than to declare Peter Obi the winner of this election. So guys, it's a payback time, and these are the things we want to stop. And for those youths who are still on the side of the APC and the PDP, they still enjoy this kind of politics that are being played in Nigeria. I tell you, I pity for them, because they don't even wish Nigeria well. They are not wishing Nigeria well. So guys, we look forward to more exposure coming out from the APC themselves. They are going to expose themselves the more. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel, turn on the notification bell. Please give this video a like so that YouTube can recommend it to others, and let me know what you think in the comment section below. Thank you.